Now I'm going to do a review and overview of the Maxpedition Versipack Jumbo Bag. And this bag has quickly become one of my favorite just everyday carry, just have it with me everywhere kind of bags. I sort of have it with a simulated load of what I might be carrying, just to sort of show as I go through what's in here. And I'm going to work my way from the top down. So first, we have the shoulder strap, which has 3 Velcro substraps that allow you to attach it and also move it up and down around this this tensioning strap buckle right here. So if you prefer the cushion to be further up or further down, you can move it around. And if you end up deciding to buy a larger, more cushiony strap from Maxpedition or replacement, you can just replace them easily that way. And I believe they also have some setups where you can attach things to this, and I haven't really entertained that thought, but it's something I believe they have set up for you to be able to do. So moving down from there, this is the sort of carrying handle for if you just need to be able to carry it quickly while going someplace. It's very lightweight, and I sort of worry about it as far as durability goes, but I haven't had any problems yet after owning it for a couple months. But the stitching on it, it's like, it doesn't look like a lot. It doesn't have like a box tacking around it, but it seems alright so far. On the back side, because I won't really be talking about this much after this, there are cushion pads right here, here, and here for where it presses against your body. They work well because I haven't really thought about the bag when it's been against me. So if they weren't there, I probably would be. So that's been a bonus. This is the waist strap for helping sort of hold it in place when you've got it on your back. So you just run it around here and cinch, and it helps hold it in place while you're moving around. It's not fully secure, like if you're jogging or ranger walking, you'll still have it try to move a little bit on you, but it definitely helps quite a bit. Like if you try to move quickly without it being cinched up that way, you sort of have to hold your hand back over it in order to be able to keep it in place. So moving down from there, on this side is what I believe is their attempt at a key minder. It's a carabiner clip that's quite sturdy and nice on here, but this is the left-hand side model, by the way. I forgot to mention that, the Maxpedition Versipack Jumbo S-Type. Do it southpaw, I suppose. And this essentially, to me, should be up here, because that's why I put this carabiner up here for, actually. I'll attach my keys up here and then slip them into like this little pouch area, and I just have them easily pullable out with the lanyard. But essentially, back here, this is not useful for having be placed there for any kind of availability. If I pull it up here, I sort of can get to it a bit better, but it's still not super accessible. It's still not what I would have considered to be optimal placement. Maybe they have a different idea in mind for what they want to be done with that, but it's not been obvious or apparent to me. But below that, there's 2 layers of MOLLE webbing, which I'll show you in a moment after I take this off. But in the meantime, I just have this little pouch right here. This is about the size it seems to work well for being able to have in here. Have items in here, as well as having this pouch be available and have my arms swing freely above this. So in here I can just keep a couple things like a buff and a pair of gloves. And since I've shown the utility of that, I can just take this off and show you what's underneath. There we go. And so 2 layers, well, 1 thick piece right here, 2 thinner pieces, and 2 skinnier layers. There's sort of an extra one right here. You can have your keys, if you're putting them here, run through sort of an opening right here. down into here. I'm touching my fingers between here right now. So that's an option you have. On this side, there's two layers of two columns of webbing, and one row of it, and one thicker row, which I'm sure there's plenty of things that Maxpedition has that they probably, or other people have, that you could attach onto here that would suit your fancy. In here is their concealed carry pouch, as they like to call it, where there's a Velcro attachment system on the inside here, and you can attach a Velcro attachment holster onto here. Maxpedition sells that kind of stuff, and so do a lot of other people. I find a lot more utility out of it putting my tablet in there, or my work laptop on recent trip, and it's fit perfectly in here and was just so useful for being able to have around and have much more accessible than carrying a clunky, awkward looking backpack around while in work. Moving further downward, we have over here this handy water bottle holder system. Holds a 40-ounce clean canteen or other similarly sized bottles. Slips in there quite nicely and easily. And it's retained in here by this Velcro attachment system that attaches to cancel the Netflix is listening to me talk. And so you can retain it in here a lot better while you're moving than if you were had no strap like this at all. And so you can just clip that down. This isn't going anywhere. Move it up, and if you want it out of the way, that's what this setup of Velcro, I forget the name for that, loops, attached to right up there. Now this right here actually routes into the inside of the bag right here. So you can change how long this is or how short it is depending on your taste or needs, which is nice and handy. On this side, well, up here, is a sunglasses case. Nice little space for sunglasses. Handkerchief. And that's just what I've kept in there. Essentially, this would have been a lot better if they'd had the zipper open to the other way, because when you've got this against your body and everything's sort of tight, when you're trying to open this, it doesn't really cooperate very well when you're trying to get in here. Versus if they had it open over here, you could open it, close it, and reach in, get whatever you need really easily because it's away from your body. But that's how this version is designed, so you gotta take what you take. Over here is a nice little skinny pouch for putting something like your wallet or long tools like wrenches or whatnot, or if you're in the outdoors, something like a long fixed knife. I had that out with me a lot when we were on an outdoors trip in Arizona a couple weeks ago, so our last month now. Here we have two more layers and two more columns of MOLLE webbing for being able to attach stuff. I haven't really put anything on here, just because I didn't feel the need to, and because it seems like it would be sticking out and sort of wobbly to put anything sort of with any kind of bulk right there. I'm sure there's some kind of skinny cell phone or wallet holder or small admin pouch you could put there that would suit your needs. Here, these are two zippers right here for opening and closing this little pouch. I just have some rope in there and a chamois, full size. Inside here there's a little slip that you can put stuff into, which is a little open top sleeve that you can slip some stuff into, like my wallet will fit in there, and if you want to put a variety of different things in there. Up here, the hook and loop area is really quite generous. You have enough space for two patches of larger size than this to fit on here quite comfortably and stay quite secure. And in here, it's a little skinny sleeve that you can fit a variety of things into. I've only kept one item in here at a time. I haven't, like for instance, I could put my wallet and cell phone in here at the same time, but then it just starts to feel a little bit clunked in, a little bit tight in there, and getting one of them or the other out becomes a bit more difficult. So I haven't done that, although trying it just now, actually seems like it'll work pretty well. So maybe I'll be doing that in the future. In the front here, well, before I go inside, I'm just going to sort of show one thing. So the bag is fairly stuffed at the moment. I'll put my cell phone back in to help this demonstration. The bag is relatively stuffed, not super amount, but essentially right now I have, and actually I can shove this in here just to take up some more room. And some more clothes, just shoved in here just to take up room. There is a point to this. So now, I've still essentially got enough room that I'm able to close this little close string around there. So that should be still what would be considered within the parameters of how much this is supposed to handle. But you can notice it's really pretty challenging to get that to close right there. And I don't really have a good extra amount of room that I could release in order to shove something like, you know, if I had some jacket that's bigger than this or something that I wanted to shove under here, if I had like a jacket that was going to take up a lot more room, then I wouldn't be able to really shove that in there. Now, that would be very nice, especially since the utility of this big single buckle is such that you really should be able to get to use something like that, but that's just another little design flaw that hopefully somebody will fix in future iterations. But in here you can fit quite a bit in this main compartment, and nicely enough, at least from what it said on their website, this compartment, once you've got this little drawstring closed and this pulled over the top, is supposed to be waterproof, at least, you know, from up down, not immersion. So you'd be pretty rain resistant for this after you've got all that set up. But in here you can have a set of trail mix, of insulating vest, first aid kit, and have all that be in there comfortably, because with those things in there the bag wasn't full. Inside here you have two sleeves. One on one side is a mesh that has room for my hand to fit in there generously with more room to spare. Ditto on the other side with a fabric sleeve. In fact, I could fit both my hands in there at the same time next to each other, I mean on top of each other. So those make for a nice little bit of extra organization if that's what you're needing for how you like to carry your stuff. On the outside here is a little sleeve for carrying smaller items that you want to have more accessible. I've been hesitant to use this because I haven't had something that I both wanted to have accessible, but also felt it was going to be safe in here, so that's been that trade-off. And in here I've just been keeping a sort of emergency pouch with my tools and flashlight and all that kind of stuff, a spork. And there's a key minder in here, and a little mesh pouch sleeve area that you can put a variety of things in there. I just got some cash that I carry around. And this little pouch, this area has a fair volume of space. It's nice. I would say again that just a little bit of more admin capabilities or a little bit more organization in this little spot would be nice. Just so that you can have like a couple of things in there. It's like, oh, and I keep my cards in here, I keep this in here, and da-da-da. But in overall, I have been using this bag quite a lot. When we were in Arizona, I used it for just going everywhere where essentially we weren't going to be backpacking and carrying all of our stuff for the night with us. It's like, oh, we're going for a couple mile hike. Okay, well, I've got all the water we need, and I'd have a bag of trail mix larger than this, and I'd have a first aid kit, and Shema, and other different things. It was like, okay, I've got more than enough for what we need, and I'd be able to just roll out as is with this, which is lighter and more mobile and a little bit less burdensome than a backpack. And moving around in the city, it's the same kind of thing. It's mobile, it carries everything I need, and you can push its limits pretty well. Oh, I also forgot this. There's 3 little straps down here for extra little sort of carrying capacity. I haven't figured out what would be good for down here. I'm guessing you could put things, like hang things from it, like ice axes or different stuff like that, but inspiration has not struck me yet as to what would be a good use for this. And meanwhile, there's a grommet drain hole right here underneath your water bottle, just in case it breaks or it leaks during air transit. But overall, I am very satisfied with this bag, and it's been a worthwhile purchase and worthwhile use, and I'm getting a lot of utility out of it. I think you would too. There's things where I hope Maxpedition, maybe somebody watches this and fixes things, like extra strap room, having this be placed where somebody with a left would actually use it, and having the sunglasses opening be in the right place, in the right direction, because it's not now. But otherwise, great use, great utility. So thank you for your time, and have a good one. Bye.